Oh my gosh. Have you heard what is happening literally right now? The sky is falling. Stock market now after 10 years is finally plummeting. Things are coming down. Crypto is like on the way down, and everyone wants to know, is it the end of the world? And on top of that, I freaking lost an eye. Not really, it's just a little swollen. But seriously, do you like my new ride? Check it out.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah. It's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Oh my gosh. Stocks, crypto, is it finished? Dude, people are freaking out everywhere. Why? Because we're 3 years overdue on the stock market crash. And then of course we had one of our best years in crypto, but guess what? Boom! BTC is down hardcore. And so people are panicking. People are worried. Like everyone, it's weird how nervous everyone's getting. And you know what? Today we're going to talk about literally, is it the end? Is something really bad about to take place? How long is it going to last? And what should you do about it? This is all over CNBC right now. Check out the headlines. They say it is a sea of red in the stock market. There are several factors that are dragging stocks down. The S&P 500 is headed for its worst January ever. This is unusual as the stock market typically starts the year on strong footing as investors put money to work in stocks. It's like, why is this actually happening right now? Why is my eye doing this to me right now?
You need to keep both eyes open.
And why is this tanking in the wrong direction? 3 years ago, I was literally sitting in a room, paid $100,000 to be there in one of Tony Robbins' masterminds, and basically said, we're literally getting to the end of the 7th year. And every 7th year, there's a crash. And we've been waiting year over year over year. No crash, but people have literally put their confidence at an all-time high. It's not just the stock market though. Check it out. Bitcoin is 100% on the reversal. I know we don't know that real estate's going up right now, but check this out also from CNBC. The cryptocurrency market has been hit hard as well. The price of Bitcoin fell below $34,000, bringing its year-to-date losses to roughly 30%. Since its record high in November, the largest cryptocurrency has lost overall about 50%. So I want you to think about that for just a moment, because literally when the market tanks, it can be down for sometimes 12 months, 24 months, even 36 months before there's some kind of rebound. And if you've got any kind of money in the stock market, or if you're holding on any coins, it's like, what should you do? Is this the worst of times? Or is there some hidden silver lining in all of this? Well, let's be honest, in 2021, it's just easiest to blame the government for everything. And you know what? CNBC article actually tried to do the exact same thing, and they might be right. Over the past month, the Federal Reserve has made it increasingly clear that it's serious about fighting inflation, which is really weird because I wonder if it created it by creating, 40% more money supply, new dollars, literally hot off the press, to invent money because of this huge economic collapse. Well, how are they going to offset inflation? Article goes on to say that investors are now expecting 4 rate hikes this year, every quarter when they come out with it, with some officials warning that more may be needed after most Wall Street pros expected just 1 or 2 hikes a few months ago. In other words, it's all catching up and it's all rolling downhill. And guess what? It's now starting to affect the stock market. It's starting to hit the crypto market. And how bad is this really going to get? If you're feeling personally some panic or some fear, I want to tell you, this stuff revs me up. This stuff gets me so excited. And that's because I'm a student of history. I'm a student of patterns. You realize that if every 7 years the stock market comes down, and more or less has to, guess what it always does inside of 36 months? It rebounds to its previous high. If the market, let's just say, goes down 30%, huge loss, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw money into the market because I have a guaranteed, if you will, according to patterns history, 30% that I'm going to make at least inside the next 36 months, as long as those patterns continue holding up and true. And you know what? We've got the same data on cryptocurrency. So I'm going to talk about that. Here's what I need you to understand. We're talking about volatility, and you got to have a strategy for how you combat it. Volatility is, oh my gosh, the market's up, the market's down, the market's up, the market's down. How do you invest in a zone like that? Or what do you do when the market has just come crashing down? Well, this is where you get into this holding strategy, right? It's the same thing for me in real estate. When 2008 hit, what did I do? I just held on to my real estate, but I doubled down. I started buying more. These $300,000 homes in Phoenix and Vegas and Florida that I was now picking up for $100,000, Within 5 years, they went up collectively $100 million, which means that the worst of times for an investor is always the best of times because they're counter-cyclical. So hold what? Well, hold on for dear life. Why? Because the market always bounces back. It's going to rebound. They call it hodling, for example, in cryptocurrency. HODL stands for hold on for dear life, literally. And that's because money that you've invested in crypto, hopefully you're not investing money that you can't afford to lose, but now's the time to double down. Now's the time to go into the stock market. Why? Because what goes down must come up.
The beat go off?
Hey. So we talked about the stock market having a 36-month corrective period every 7 years after the market tanks. Even though we're 3 years overdue, no matter how far it comes down, it has to come up inside that 36-month period. What is it for crypto? Well, no one who has ever bought any top market value coins has ever held for 18 months and lost money, which means within 18 months, there's always some type of rebound there. So your worst case scenario is not the worst case scenario. You know me, I've done $1 billion worth of real estate that I've facilitated for me, for my investors. And what do you do when the market comes down? Just hold and collect your cash flow, make money. And right now I do want to point out that if we are about to head into some major stock recession and affects cryptocurrency short term, you need to be aware that it's not going to last forever. And 3 out of 5 times, real estate isn't going to follow suit, which means only 2 out of every 5 recessions, you're going to see the real estate market go down, the stock market go down. Real estate is moving in this direction. Why? Because we've invented more money, which is why I'm so excited about crypto. I mean, I want you to think about it for just a second. Like, they're not making any more of it. It's a set amount. It becomes more rare. It goes up in value. It's like real estate. Mark Twain said it. They're not inventing more of it. The dollar, on the other hand, you're going to be losing year over year over year. You're going to lose value on that, which means if you're holding soft things like 401ks, IRAs, annuities, bad news. Real estate, hard asset. Real asset, you're going to see that go up in value. And that's why we're seeing actually, while the stock market may be coming down, the crypto market temporarily coming down, you're seeing the real estate market hold and stay true. That's likely what this recession is poised to look like, because real estate has years, probably 7 more years at least, before supply and demand catch up with itself. And we can actually produce enough real estate for the demand that's been waiting out there all these years already. So for just a moment, take a look at what we've seen with the bull market, number 2, number 3. What are people projecting actually for Bitcoin? They're projecting in 2022 that it could hit 100,000. So even though it's down to 30,000, if you look at its history and if you look at patterns, guess what? It recovers and it rises. Is crypto going away? It hit this last year $1 trillion market cap. Like, the world has adopted it. 6 years ago, we started literally having governments adopt it. We started having, PayPal, Microsoft using it, major corporations. It's not going away just because it's gone down in value. It's very, very volatile. And if you've got strategy for handling that volatility, this is actually some really exciting stuff. Right now is the time for me to actually go in, double down, and actually buy more. Stock market, crypto, they're not that different from each other. You should have rules as an investor for how you actually play the market. Let me share with you my 5 rules for investing in crypto. Number 1, I don't invest money that I can't afford to lose, right? Number 2, you need to be okay with buying and forgetting. People are panicking because they're staring at the market. The market is doing what the market always does. It's literally just in its pattern. You should play the pattern to your benefit. Hopefully you didn't invest all your money. Hopefully you invested part of it so that you have more set aside to double down and actually go in. Why? Because if we know in 18 months on crypto or 36 months in the stock market that it has to rebound all the way back up, that's a known ROI that you can actually capture for yourself. Rule number 3, never put all your eggs in one basket. Hello, duh, diversify. Number 4, understand the tech behind your investments. Like, don't go in because someone on TikTok is like, oh, hot tip, you should buy some of that. That's not research. There's a white paper, go read it. Look at what they're attempting to accomplish, and then look at the market cap. Look at actually the amount of people that are getting behind that coin. And then number 5, beware of gimmick coins. I mean, the market is flooded with 15,000 different crypto coins. A lot of them are garbage, but you know what? You can literally look at the top 100 coins and you can track their growth. And the top 10 altcoins all saw huge growth. Ethereum up 500% this last year. Even Bitcoin, people are panicking on the price, but it's still literally up 34% from where it started in the beginning of January. So right now, this is not the sky is falling. This isn't the end. This is exciting. This is what I've been waiting for. It's the next part of implementing my strategy, which is double down. Let's go get some.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Here's the best advice that I can give you. We are taught from society to be savers. We are taught to set our money aside and stash it in 401ks and IRAs, put some of it in the S&P 500 stock market. And all of these things on their 30-year average are producing single-digit ROI, which is why in our 60s, the average American has a retirement of 200 grand. You can't retire on 200 grand. You're probably used to living off of $80,000 or $90,000. That's like 2 years of living. Cut your expenses in half, you got maybe 4 years that you can buy. So you have to shift from literally being an accumulator. You can't work hard enough in your life and be a good enough saver to accumulate what you need in retirement. You have to graduate from an accumulator and a saver to becoming an investor. And if you're gonna become an investor, there's very simple rules. You should be aware of the top 5 diversified investments that you should be playing in. You should be aware of the rules so that you know how to win. And it just so turns out that I've written a book called Have It All, the 5 different investments for producing the safest and best and most aggressive ROIs so that you can actually literally enjoy the financial life that you want. Don't have to invest for 30 years and not get where you want. You can literally invest in 5 or 10 years and create sometimes lifetimes of income, because in the book I show you how to graduate from single digit ROI and earn double digits through real estate, triple digits through business, even quadruple digit, even infinite ROI. Now here's the good news. The market might be panicked today, but this book is free. And knowledge is how you fight fear. So I want to give that knowledge to you at no expense, just shipping and handling. Right now, click the link below. If I have like supplies of this book left, then go there. And if it allows you to process it for just the cost of whatever the shipping is, I'm going to put that hardback book in your pocket, read it, and you're literally just hours away from understanding the rules of how to become your own self-made multimillionaire. I'll give you the rules of how to win. So you don't have to be afraid of the media. You don't have to be afraid of what other people are saying, or, oh, the market went down and this must be bad news, because once you're done reading the book, you're gonna find out, oh my gosh, best of times, this is incredible news, and now I know how to leverage this information for my financial good. Get the book, click the link. By the way, when you see instability in the market, it should inspire entrepreneurship, as in, I've got to rely on myself for my financial future. This channel, if you're a subscriber, is all about awakening your financial genius and realizing that money is a system. Follow the system and you're gonna make money. You don't have to make mistakes by going it alone, by being a lone wolf. You can literally follow systems like I have in the book that you can get for free that will show you how to build wealth. And on top of that, why not have a hustle, a business, a something on the side where you can make tens of thousands of dollars without having a job? Don't know if that's possible? Watch this video right here. Let me prove it to you. Investors are now, sorry, change angle. Well, investors are now expecting 4 rate hikes this year, with some officials warning that there may be, that more may be needed after most Wall Street's